So, The Last of Us live adaptation. I watched it. This is very different from what I usually do on my channel, but I love horror movies, video games, and yes, even TV shows, so I really wanted to talk about this. There are spoilers ahead, but this video is really for those of us who played the game, so if you know nothing about the story, you should probably go and find a spoiler-free review. But if you haven't played the game, it's a fantastic game. Go play it. It's very cinematic. You'll feel like you're playing a movie. I'll start with what I didn't like, since there was really only one thing that bugged me that I feel is worth talking about. I wasn't a fan of the opening. It felt very campy and overly expository. We see a talk show from the 60s that explains the fungus and how it could move to humans due to a global warming crisis. I didn't like that delivery. It was a weak opening. The game did it much better. In the game, we hear a news coverage montage over the opening credits, and we get an explanation through various bits of dialogue. I don't see why we needed an explanation on how the fungus could spread in the very beginning of the episode. Those of us who played the game already know, and for those of us who didn't, the mechanism is so compelling that the mystery of it would be better revealed later, perhaps through bits of dialogue. But I loved what they did with the opening credits of the show. It was very Game of Thrones. The music was on point. We see the body of a cordyceps, and at the end you see the little tendrils form the shapes of Joel and Ellie. Very nicely done. The episode did an excellent job of capturing the gritty, desperate feel of the game. And even though I played the game and knew it was going to happen, I still felt tension. What struck me most was that the episode was so well paced. They already had fantastic writing to work with, but the creators had to decide where to start and stop the episode, and they did a very good job with that. Starting with Sarah, of course, and then ending with the Ellie infection reveal. We get a little bit more time with Sarah, which I think was a good choice for the series, but I would like to note that the game does a good job of building emotion in less time. That's not to say I didn't enjoy the extended time with Sarah, though. She was endearing to me, but I'm not sure if I'm biased because I knew what was going to happen to her. The scene where she dies from the fatal shot is just as gut-wrenching, and I was telling myself the whole time that I wasn't going to cry. I knew it was going to happen, so I braced myself, but it was so heartbreaking that I cried anyway. The gasping breaths and the desperation from Joel was so much that he didn't even get to say goodbye. I don't think I'm ever going to not cry at that scene. And then the traumatic flashback to this scene when Joel attacks the god is so well placed. I'm reserving my opinion on Ellie for now, but the acting from Pedro Pascal has been excellent so far. He doesn't sound like Joel, but he gives the aura of Joel, that gruff exterior with inner turmoil. A good detail for older Joel would have been if he would have grown his beard out more. It would have given him a more rugged appearance, but I can't complain about the acting. And the actresses who played Tess and Marlene were excellent choices. In fact, the actress who played Marlene, Merle Dandridge, is the actress who voiced her in the game. The escape from the quarantine zone had great tension, and the differences between Sarah and Ellie's reactions to brutality, especially brutality from Joel, echoes the stark differences between their two worlds. Sarah is horrified and shocked, and Ellie looks on in awe and fascination. It really shows that the people who jump to action and act with callousness towards others are the ones who will survive. The two moments bookend each other beautifully. Another striking aspect was the attention to detail and the level of care that they took into recreating the world of the game. You can see that the creators cared about the game and the fans. From the clothing to the props to the way the characters interact, everything felt so authentic and true to the source material. Which at the end of the day is what we want video game adaptations to be, true to the source material. The special effects were also top-notch. The infected looked terrifying and convincing. The tendrils that come out of the mouth of the old lady in the kitchen. Also, the scene where you see the same old woman's shadowy figure in the background while we're seeing Sarah in the foreground is particularly chilling, especially for those of us who have played the game and know what's going to happen soon. The first episode was an impressive start to the series, and I can't wait to see more. The world building is spot on, and even with some minor differences, I'm eagerly looking forward to seeing the series through, which is not something I could say for Halo. But tell me what you thought of the first episode, and if you're looking forward to watching episode 2 tonight, I will be doing my review of that episode next week. Thank you so much for watching, and if you liked the video, don't be afraid to subscribe. Bye, y'all.